Hello, it's good to be here again. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Engineer Patrick. Welcome. Today, let's see how you can check the information about the land you want to buy. All right. Let me remind you that buying a plot, or if you happen to hear that there's some land where they have a site and it's for residential building, I would encourage you to go and buy a land in those areas because of the benefit I'm going to list now. The first benefit, it provides essential services and some important amenities such as road, water pipeline, electricity line, and it also provides security. The security is assured. Yes, let me tell you this. If you buy a land in this place, the other thing is that the information about zoning is provided, so you know which zone you are going to build, which zone you're going to develop your project. In zoning, we have R1, R2, and R3. So by having this information, you will be able to build your residential house according to this information I'm coming to list down. So it will be easy for you because you have all required information and the zoning are provided. Yes, and the other thing you need to keep in mind is that there is no road that will pass through your land or your plot. Let me give you an example. If you buy a land, sometimes it happens, if you buy a land in a place or maybe at a certain area, sometimes if you don't cross-check very well, you will find that the road is passing through the land. A friend bought the land, and because he didn't check the information early enough, and he find that there was a road passing through his land, passing through his property, which means the square meter that land had got reduced because we have a road passing through, which means you have to accept, or you have to understand that if you don't check, or if you don't cross-check early enough or look for an expert to assist you on checking that, you're going to have issues. Paperwork, you might see that you have the land, the square meter. If you have square meter, maybe 1000 square meter, and you find that a road is passing through, then you remain with maybe 600 square meter because the road took a big part of, took some portion because it passes through that land. So a friend of mine bought a land without taking into consideration of checking the zoning or checking the information early enough. So he got the information that there is a big land which is being sold, and it's a hot deal. That's how they call it, the agent. So then he went ahead and they bought it. But the information I'm trying to give you is the moment he bought this land, he didn't look for those information, the zoning, what is required to be there, and etc. So what happened is the guy bought the land, and later on he called me. He said, I bought the land. I said, oh, okay, send me the UPI. Then I checked the information about that land, and then we got that the land was, the square meter of the land that you see has some portion of the road. In other words, there is a road, asphalt road, that will pass through that property, that land. So you need to keep in mind, or you need to bear in mind that these are the things you need to check before looking for a land. Just make sure that the person you're with has given you the UPI information. So this UPI information you just fill in on the physical plan or the master plan, and you get the information that you need. So this is very, very important, and you have got to keep it in mind.
All right, let's look at the information that you need to have before you buy a land. So these are the procedures that you need to follow. Go on Google, type in masterplan 2020.kigalicity.gov.rw. Scroll down on the arrow below, then fill in the UPI code or the UPI information of that specific land you are about to buy. for your information, we are going to start with a land which is not in sight and see what are the disadvantages. Yes, the first example we have, you can see that the road is passing through that specific land, which means if you buy this land, you need to understand that this land has some portion that the road will pass through. So which means if this land has some square meter, let's say, you need to deduct, or you need to know that it will have some square meter that will belong to the road. This is a satellite picture. So what you need to do, you need to type on that specific land that you need, and then get the information about the zoning. So when you type on that specific land, you will get the information and the percentage, like I was saying. So you can see that this land has 807 square meter, but it has 137, which is 17% of that square meter that belong to the road. This is a second example of a land that is not in sight. You can also see that the road is passing in many land, but we can select one specific land and know what are the percentage that this road will take. Let's take the second or the third from below. So you can see that even with your eyes, before we check the square meter, you can see that that road will have the big portion, more than 50% of the square meter that belong to that land. So the same thing that we did for the first example, just type on that specific land to get the information about that land. Then it will direct you on the zoning with areas. You can see that that land, the first thing, is in agriculture zone. The total square meter is 765 square meter, but it has 52% of road, which means you will remain with 48% of that specific land. You get what I mean? So that is satellite picture. So basically you need to type on that specific land, and where you see the arrow, that's where you need to type, and then it will direct you on the zoning and on what specific project that is supposed to be done on that specific land. And guess what? Sometimes you might even find that the land that you're going to buy is in the road, which means 100% of it is on the road. That's why I have to say that, and I have to reiterate that you need to check this information before you buy the land. Like you see, if you type on this land, you will get that the zoning with area, which means this area is 100% in transportation zone, which means this area has 350 square meter and 347.6 square meter belong to the road. So those were the example of buying a land which is not in zone. Now let's look at buying, or at the advantage of buying a land which is in site. Like you see on the picture, you can see that the road does not pass in any of the land, which means the master plan or the physical plan has this sorted. When you scroll or when you type on that specific land, you can see that the zoning area has no road issues. It only shows you that the land has 336 square meter, and then the same land it's for R3, which is the medium density residential expansion. That was a guideline on how to check the information about that specific land you want to buy and get to know the zoning of that specific area. If you are new on this YouTube channel, please don't leave without subscribing. I hope this video has helped someone. Thank you guys.